And initially my body was reacting to it and my face would get so itchy and I would go to the hospital and then they would laugh.
On top of pepper.
But I was just like, let me try flat fry plantain.
Oh, you guys don't have plantain in Kenya?
No. We have bananas, but we don't have plantain. I have a job in a foreign country. So when I came, there was the food was so hot.
Hello friends, this is Jums of the Jums TV. Thank you for stopping by and you're welcome. So in today's video, we have a Kenyan who has lived in Ghana for some time. And I'm sure you might have seen her face on this channel in case you're not new here. And she's going to be telling us her experiences in Ghana, how it has been so far, her high moments and her low moments, and what she really thinks about Ghana. And of course, we hope that this video is going to help you and also inform you, especially if you're not West African, so you can learn a thing or two in case you are planning on moving to Ghana. Okay, all right guys, you're welcome back, and with me is
Ondiro.
I'm sure some of you might remember her face from the channel some time ago.
Yeah.
How long have you been in Ghana for?
It will be a year in July, so I've been around for a moment, so give or take well. 9-10 months.
Okay, so she's going to be sharing with us, like I said, all her experiences here in Ghana, as she's not even a West African, she's from East Africa.
Yes.
And then I'm sure we have a lot of differences. Okay, so Nigeria and Ghana are quite similar.
Yeah.
So we almost do the things the same way, but for you it's totally different. So yeah, tell us, how's Ghana been for you so far?
Honestly, it's been a roller coaster ride, and I think this is something that the more you stay, the more you realize. So when you want to come, you're excited, but you're also afraid. Like, you're so excited, this is happening, I've always wanted this. But again, you're so scared because you don't know what awaits you on the other side, You're fueled by hope, expectations. You're like, okay, I have a plan, this is gonna work, but you actually don't know if it's gonna work. Then when you move here, particularly my first week, 2-3 months, it was that excitement is fueling you, like, I'm finally in Ghana, I'm living here, this is my life. So you're soaking it in, you're enjoying the moment, It's still new. Everywhere you go, you're mesmerized. I used to live by the beach, technically, like I would go to the beach all the damn time. Then after some time, then you realize, okay, this is now my life, so what next? So you start putting in the work, and it depends on why you moved here. So you start trying to, for like me, who's in YouTube, how do I make content? How do I diversify my content? How do I meet people? How do I make money here? Yeah. And then now is when life begins happening. You have to get a house, you have to learn how to make local dishes or find a way to eat, learn your way around. So it becomes life.
So what was the first thing that hit you? The first reality that hit you that, I am nowhere close to home?
I think I don't know, because I talk to my family a lot.
Okay.
So that was okay. But just knowing that the beach is behind me, that I can walk to the beach anytime I want, that was so amazing. Nairobi is not a coastal town, and that's where I used to live and work. And so to know that I live in a coastal town was really amazing, I would just, like, in the afternoons, if I have nothing to do, I go to the beach. And that's where I feel very calm. It's very peaceful for me. And I used to enjoy going to Tema using Beach Road.
Okay.
Because it's just like ocean front. It was so nice. So that was one beautiful reality that I was really enjoying about being in Ghana.
Now?
Oh my God, I'm so busy. I am so busy. It's such a shame, because I'd say, okay, I'm going to go to the beach, and then something just comes up. But again, you're like, okay, the beach is not going anywhere, so let me go take care of this errand.
You keep postponing and then end up not going at all.
And also, like I said, when you come, you get that vacation time. Like the first 3 months are your vacation, you're enjoying. And then life catches up with you. You have
enjoying,
bills.
But you're still calculating, how do I survive here?
Exactly. And then you have rent to pay. You have to feed yourself. So life takes over. So you're at the place that you wanted, and you're happy and you're appreciative of the fact that you're there, but life moves on. Okay, you're in Ghana, so the sun is still gonna shine, so get up and work.
Initially, what were some of the things that you felt, oh, I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
Wow, this place is so fascinating. Oh, I don't think I'm going back home anytime soon. So what were some of those things that blew your mind?
Yeah.
Let's put it that
So
way.
Ghana and Kenya are two, like Ghana is West Africa, Kenya is East Africa. And in Kenya per se, we are not very immersed in our culture. Culture is there, but it's not in the everyday life. So when he came here, even the dressing, you know, they call it fabric.
Okay,
You know, like
Ankara
yes,
and
yeah.
stuff.
The dressing is very. Ghanaians are very. The Ghanaians, in every aspect, they are Ghanaians. From the way they dress, from the way they talk. You know, they're very gentle. They're very kind. The language is very polite. You know, when I came, I used to curse. And then, like, when you curse, you're like, oh, you're the only one who's cursing. Everybody is so gentle and so polite, you know. There's that sense of community. Everybody cares about another person. Like, people will be like, where are you going to? And I'm like, how is that your business? But again, I realized that it's just out of care that people are just like, yeah, just in case anything happens to you, or in case somebody comes looking for you, we can easily tell them this is where you've gone.
You know, sorry to cut you. You know, it was from you that I knew that. I don't know if it was just you or your upbringing, but it seems like Kenyans are so. Permit me to say, I don't know if that is the right word. Maybe you are detached from one another.
Everybody minds their own business.
Yeah, it's just like, well.
Yeah, I mean,
this is my life.
Yes.
I don't owe anybody an
explanation.
You know.
So in the
life is
rural,
just-
in the rural areas, there's still that sense of community and stuff, but in urban areas, it's not there. And that
So it's not a very cultural place.
there are bits and pieces of culture here and there, but it's not as evident in the everyday life. You understand? Like even with the food, like the food here, people take time, they prepare the food. You can
And it's a
see,
family
yes,
affair.
and you can see the culture and the tradition in the food, you know. In Nairobi, I remember for lunch, like we would go eat chips and chicken from Sunford, and here people are eating fufu and banku
for lunch.
You know, so it's very different. And also the food, like the pepper, what they call pepper here, like when we cook with our pepper, is just to taste, to give food taste, just the way you use salt, very little. So when I came, there was the food was so hot, and initially my body was reacting to it, and my face would get so itchy, and I would go to the hospital, and then they would laugh.
On top of pepper.
Yeah, so they would be like, you'll get used to it, keep eating, you'll get used to it, keep eating, you'll get used to it. And also like how food is mixed. Like here you can eat meat and fish and egg.
Everything in one plate.
No, so it was so foreign for me, because where I come, if you're eating meat, it's just meat and rice. If you're eating beans, it's just beans and whatever accompaniment. We don't mix like fish and meat and chicken. So it was really, really new. And also something like snail is not part of the everyday dish. Snail is like an exquisite dish where you have to go to a restaurant, like maybe the seafood restaurants, to eat it.
You can just go to the roadside
Makola,
and you see someone hawking snails.
So-
All you need to do is call and
Yeah.
buy.
So it was very different, and I was even
wow.
asking my partner, do you eat snail? And he was like, yes, snail is so delicious. I'm like, the food was very different, but also the variety is very. There's banku and okra, there's fufu and light soup, there's palm nut soup. I remember once one of my friends in uni, they had I think a Ghanaian or a Nigerian lecturer, and they said Kenyan food is tasteless, and we were so offended, you know. No, you're not going to put me in that position. But when I came here, I was able to understand, because the pellets are very different. Our pellet in East Africa, yes, yeah. And also like the variety of soups, like you have granite soup, light soup, almond soup. So that variety, there's so much variety when it comes to food, and also the time that goes into the preparation, like the pounding of the fufu and
It's
stuff.
a lot of work.
Yes.
That by the time you're ready to eat, you're like,
Yeah,
have energy to eat.
so there's the only similarity was maybe jollof, because we have our own version of jollof, which is pilau.
But is it as red and
It's also a coastal dish, so it's not originally from where I am, so I can't speak with authority on it, but we have that. So there were some very huge shocks for me. For example, even rent. When I went to look for a house, I needed to pay 2 years up front. But in Nairobi, you only pay a month in deposit. So if your rent is say 500 cedis, you pay 1,000 to mean 500 for when you're coming in, and the deposit will be used your last month when you're living there. You don't pay rent, or if you pay and there are any damages in the house when you're moving out, the deposit is used. So it was such a huge shock for me.
Although I'm told that 2 years thing, they are stopping it because
there are laws that are in place, and you're only allowed to take 6 months, but still it was very different, you know. So this is some of the things that you're like, oh, okay, I truly live in Ghana, because now they're hitting you and life is beginning to happen to you very quickly. So this is some of the things. But you know, the most amazing thing is there was no short of support system. Like your neighbors are supporting you, your friends are supporting you, your co-workers are trying to ensure you're comfortable. My partner was just like, I know you like doing your stuff, but anytime you need help, I am here to help you.
Do you think it has changed you, or you still have sort of the Kenyan-ness in you?
So let me tell you one funny thing. I am very Kenyan because that's where I've lived my whole life. But the Ghanaian is beginning to rub on me. So sometimes I will be walking and we're not used to greeting people, so I'll pass people. And then once I pass them, I'm like, but why didn't you greet them? So I will walk back and I'm like, oh, sorry, good afternoon. And then they will laugh and they'll be like, and people are also very kind. Like, I wasn't used to using you're not supposed to use your left hand, right? But where I come from, I don't know that. So sometimes I would use it and the shopkeeper would just laugh and say, Omo Kenya or something like that. Kenya picking, I don't know. They would just say something like that and you're like, okay, thank you for being accommodating. Because I know this is your culture, it's important to you, and sometimes I do things that are not in line with what you're used to, but you're extending me that grace to have the period to learn. Yeah.
Wow. So what are some of the things that you love about Ghana that if you happen to relocate back to Kenya, you're still going to be doing some of them?
One of the things that I would really miss, of which I even miss, is pepper. Initially, I never used to like it. And then, I don't know how, but I got used to it. So someday I went and bought fried rice and chicken, and they asked, do I give you shito? I said, no. So I went home, I was eating, but I'm like, something is missing in this. But like, what is it? Something is missing. Then later on it hit me. It doesn't have pepper. So now I am so used to it, and even now I cook Kenyan food sometimes at home. I go to the market to buy the pepper, though now I ration it. So when I feel like it's not hot, I will take the raw pepper and add. So I am used to it, and I like that when you're eating it awakens the body and the senses. So yeah. Also my addiction for the food, like I love the food and it keeps changing. When I came, it was fufu and light soup. I would eat it every day. Then it went to banku, okra, and tilapia. Then contomre and yam.
Or plantain.
So now I am eating red and plantain every single, like I am so I will miss the foods. Can I prepare? I tried making plantain at home. I tried making plantain at home.
Kelewele.
No, I can't try kelewele because it's a little bit, I don't know what they mix it with.
Okay.
But I was just like, let me try fry plantain.
Oh, you guys don't have plantain in Kenya?
No. We have bananas, but we don't have plantain.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's good to travel, though.
We don't have plantain. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So there is
you guys
plantain.
Don't have palm oil as well.
Yeah, there is plantain, but for the Nigerians and the West Africans who live there, so they're the ones who buy. We don't eat plantain.
Tasting plantain for the first time was in Ghana.
Yes.
Wow.
The roasted one. So I tried making it at home, frying it, and then I was like, So the lady who sold me told me it was ready for the frying, but I think it wasn't ripe enough. So it wasn't sweet. You know the ones that you buy and they're fried and they're sweet.
Very ripe ones.
So I made a mistake and then I was like, maybe it hasn't cooked well. I put it back in the frying oil. Everything got burnt. Everything got burnt.
It's going to soak oil.
So I was just like, okay, I'm going to keep eating plantain and red, but outside until like maybe I master the art of doing it. I don't think I can make any dish so far.
Ghanaian dish.
No, But because also you see the cultures are so different. Like sometimes I say my friend Okedi is able to make the dishes, but because okra is a big part of the dishes even in Nigeria. So our foods are very different.
Do you guys have okra in Kenya?
But we don't use it that much in our dishes. We don't. I've never been to a house where they cooked with okra. Yeah. So it's very different, and also like we eat a lot of Irish potatoes, like the white potato that makes chips.
Okay, yeah.
But here, like you guys eat a lot of yam, cassava.
There are people who eat it as well.
Yeah,
but like
it's
said,
not
mostly
as
cassava.
yes, yeah. So we also have cassava. I've never seen yam, but we have cassava. But also, it's not like a very common meal. It's common in the villages, and I grew up. A part of my life, I grew up in the village from 14 to 18. And I love eating cassava.
What do you mean?
I lived in the village, in a Kenyan village,
Ah, okay.
because that's where I was schooling. So it was in a rural.
Village, it could be different from the kind of villages we have.
No,
in
like
outside,
in rural area, in a rural area. So outside of the city.
Okay then.
Because sometimes in high school you're sent to schools anywhere in the country. So that's where I went to study.
Wow. So far, rate your experiences in Ghana.
I think my lowest moment was when I fell sick. And I was alone technically. My partner got a job in Sierra Leone and he went to work there. And so I have a circle of people, but also the way I am, it's not common of me to start calling people and telling them I'm sick or bothering them with my problems. So I felt a little bit ill. I went to the chemist, I bought drugs, but it wasn't working. And I deteriorated very fast. By evening, I couldn't even walk. So I had to call my legal guardian who had to like help me to the car to go to the hospital. I think I was admitted for 3 days and I was technically alone. He would come after work to check on me, but it's in that moment that I realized, oh my God, I live in a foreign country, you know, like my parents are not there, my siblings are not there, like you're just alone. And you also can't call home and tell them you're sick in a hospital because you don't want them to worry.
Because they can't come immediately.
Yes, you don't want them to worry. And also, like just the stress of associated with traveling, all the COVID tests and all that stuff, and also the cost. And so that was my lowest moment. I was so sick. Even like getting someone to bring your clothes to the hospital, a toothbrush, I had to rely on the nurses to even get me food. So that was really hard, and I was like, oh, okay, I really live in a foreign country. But again, it was a wake-up call, like there are people around you, get out more, make friends, you know, trust people a little bit more, trust people to help you. And that's like where I am. And also like just when you come, you're using your savings and you're optimistic that things will work out. But sometimes life happens and sometimes you hit a snag and things are becoming a little bit slow, but you're still spending money. And then there was this fear that I began getting scared, I'm going to go broke in a foreign country, you know. And also that was really heartbreaking, but again, there was a lesson there. You're not talking to people. You're not telling people, I'm here, this is who I am, this is what I can do. When you find opportunities, please link me up. So nobody knows what's happening to you. So those are the lessons that I've taken from that. The highlight is I'm able to eat, to sleep. I'm off my depression medication.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. And it's just a good thing. It's a good thing to know.
You still call your therapist?
Yes. Yes. I think that is just important so that you don't forget that you have to keep taking care of yourself.
Okay.
So that's a really good thing for me.
Okay.
I have a job in a foreign country. It might not be what I had envisioned, but
something.
Yes, it's something. My YouTube is doing really well. Like the numbers are growing, and I keep putting in the work. And when I look back, I'm proud of myself, you know. And I have to redefine success by my own terms, you know. I put 3 videos out a week, every single week without fail. So those are some of my highlights. The beach is on my backyard. When I feel overwhelmed, it doesn't matter. I just lock my door, go sit by the beach and watch the waves, you know. Also, before he went to Sierra Leone, my partner was here. Initially, seeing him was really difficult. Okay, now also seeing him is difficult because he's in Sierra Leone. But seeing him was really difficult because Kenya is 6 hours away from Ghana, you know, and the cost of air tickets, it was so difficult. But when I came here, it would just be like 4 cities to go to Tema and see him. And it was so nice. Like, people take for granted the short distance. Like you can go have a meal with your partner when you're not feeling good. They can like it was such a good experience. And even with Sierra Leone, it's just an hour of a flight, and he will be here. So it's a good thing. It's a really good thing.
Okay, so now rate it 1 to 10. What would you say you'd rate your experiences generally in Ghana, good and bad?
You know what? I will give it, for the good, the highs have been really high, 10 out of 10.
Okay.
The good has been really good. Like
Okay.
when you do something good, people appreciate it. My work has been getting good traction. Even the work that I do on TV, people are really like accepting my content. My neighbors are kind. The food is great. The ambience is amazing. What is good is good. However, for my low moments, those ones wreck me. So those ones are like
Give them
in the
a what?
negatives. In the negatives.
Wow.
You know?
So they are both extremes.
Both extremes. But again, it's also important to note that when you're moving to a place, it's very important to do research. Everybody that I asked, I did my research when it comes to money, and but COVID came, destabilized a lot of things.
Yeah.
And also there are things that when I'm moving to Nigeria, if I ask a Nigerian, they will not be able to help me with the help that I need. I need to ask another Senegalese or Liberian living in Nigeria about their experience in Nigeria, because they are foreigners as well.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
You understand?
Makes sense, yeah.
But when I ask a Nigerian, how's Nigeria? They'll be like, you'll survive, you'll be, because this is your home. You know how to, like you've lived there. But when I'm coming in as a foreigner, I came with a perception of all the Ghanaians that I had spoken to. What I forgot to do is to ask foreigners, how is your experience? So they can tell me from a foreigner's point of view, what are some of the challenges that you will meet? You know?
Yeah.
How do you navigate these challenges? As a foreigner, how do you network? How do you make money? How do you interact with locals? What are you supposed to say? What aren't you supposed to say? So that it makes your settling in a little bit easy.
So far you've enjoyed Ghana?
So far I have enjoyed Ghana, and I'm proud because I'm taking care of myself.
That's
Yes, I've like kept myself alive, and that's a big deal.
encouraging.
Yeah.
Wow. I hope you guys have been able to learn something, because I have, especially those of you who are thinking of relocating to Ghana and you're not from West Africa, you're from East Africa. So now you can get a different perspective. So thank you so much for watching. Do ensure to subscribe, like, and go to her channel to show her some love and some kindness.
Yes, love and kindness.
Yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.